Who could be Georgia's next big-time commitment in the 2025 class? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. There's a lot of options, but I think Georgia's next commitment could be one of their biggest in the 2025 class, and that's CJ Wiley. Right now, he is a four-star out of Milton High School, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if this kid ended up being a five-star prospect when the final rankings come out. 6'4", close to 200 pounds, runs at 10.6 in the 100-meter. Size, production, speed, this kid has it all. If you're familiar with my work, you know how high I am on this young man. He helped lead Milton to the 7A title. But you also know that I have thought that Georgia was in an excellent position to land him, and still think they are. I've felt this way for a long, long time. He was in Athens last weekend for an official visit. He's in Baton Rouge right now for his official visit to LSU. And next weekend, he'll be at Florida State. He's going to be making a decision June 25th. So not next Wednesday, but the week after that, the Wednesday after that, after his Florida State official visit. I think at the end of the day, it'll come down to Georgia and LSU, where his dad played. But I still really like where Georgia sits with him. He knows he's a priority. They have been pushing really hard for him for the last 12 plus months. I believe he had an offer from Georgia when he was at Alpharetta, but you can't teach that size, and you can't really teach that speed. He runs at 10.6 in the 100-meter. Are you kidding me? At close to 200 pounds. He might be over that 200-pound range right now. Caught 68 passes last year, just under 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns in just 15 games. Right now, he's ranked as the number 13 wide receiver in the country. He's better than that, and he's the number 116 overall. That's going to change too. I think when the final rankings come out, this kid could absolutely have 5 stars next to his name. I think James Coley has done a terrific job taking over where Brian McClendon left off as the wide receivers coach in his recruitment. I think Georgia sits in a really good position. Hard to say, crystal ball, make a prediction. I'm going to stick with Georgia, but he's currently on his official visit to LSU. So we'll see how that visit goes and how the Florida State visit goes. But CJ Wiley could be Georgia's next commitment if someone doesn't move their commitment date up and commit in the next week and a half. But right now, CJ Wiley going June 25th. Really like where Georgia sits. Now, the next guy I think could commit to Georgia, another in-state guy from Atlanta. I'm going to talk about him in just a second. But first, collegebronze.com. Listen, Father's Day is tomorrow. So if you didn't get your Bulldog for Father's Day, that's okay, because it's not a strictly seasonal gift. You want this bad boy on your front porch, in your backyard, in your office, by the pool. It's great all year long, but you definitely want it for the football season. You got to let your neighbors know that you pull for the dogs, right? Flags are overrated, right? The American flag goes on your front porch. You want your Bulldog statue right next to it or wherever. You can get a discount, promo code DOGPOST. Don't miss out on the discount. DAWGPOST. You can order in the description below in this video. Don't wait another day. It is the best looking Bulldog statue on the market. I'm calling it the #1 Bulldog statue out there on the market. You're going to absolutely love it. And you can get a discount. I mean, what are we doing here? Get yours today. It'll be the best thing you ever do. Promo code DOGPOST. Okay, Danto Glover. That's the guy I'm talking about. He's making a decision July 1st, unless he decides to move that up. Number 22 interior offensive lineman in the country, number 303 overall, 6'3", 310 pounds, out of Langston Hughes, multi-year starter. Langston Hughes had one of the best offenses in Georgia high school football history 2 years ago as a sophomore. When he was a sophomore, he was the left tackle, and he helped anchor one of the best offenses that we've ever seen in the state. He's very good. Former Alabama commitment. And I was told last summer, around this time actually, that Georgia liked him. And they were kind of caught off guard that he and Mason Short, who's already on the commit list, 4-star offensive lineman, who's in Athens right now, by the way, that they both committed to Alabama. I think it caught the Georgia staff off guard. But I know that they liked him and have liked him for a while. And he's making a decision on July 1st. I spoke with him after his Georgia official visit. He said a lot about Stacey Searles and what stands out the most about Georgia, but you're going to have to go to DogPost to read that. It's in the story. It's over on the website. I don't want to share too much here because I want y'all to go over to DogPost. That's where the real inside scoop is. That's where all the details are. All of our members, all of our subscribers, they know what's coming before it happens because they got guys like me who have been doing this for 10 plus years telling them what to expect, right? So Dontrell Glover, definitely a guy to know, but I think CJ Wiley might be Georgia's next commitment. At least he's the guy that has the next closest decision date. If it's not those two, Tavian Wallace comes off the board July 2nd. I think Florida State's still probably the team to beat there, but I think Georgia made a big impression during his official visit to Georgia the weekend of June 7th. Right now, he's at Florida. He's a major target for the Gators, but I don't think the Gators are going to land him. And then he's going to be at Florida State the weekend of June 21st. They're going to try to lock that down with him. And then he's going to be making a commitment on July 2nd. So I think Georgia's probably running number 2 right now. They've got 2 linebackers on board already. 5-star Zayden Walker, 4-star Jaden Perlotti. Jaden Perlotti is taking his visits, right? He's seeing these schools. He's giving everyone kind of a last shot, right? He's at Tennessee this weekend on an official visit, and the Vols are pushing hard. So the Georgia staff knows that, yeah, Jaden Perlotti loves Georgia, but he's taking his visits. So they need to have other options, other plans. They've got Luke Metz, 4-star linebacker from Mill Creek, committed to Alabama. He's on campus right now for an official visit. But Tavian Wallace is a guy I don't think they're going to turn down. If he wants to jump on board, I think they're going to welcome that young man with open arms. He's the number 3 linebacker in the country, number 58 overall prospect, Georgia kid from Wayne County. Jessup, stand up. If you're out there, let me know. If you're a Jessup native, this kid can play. And we'll see. We'll see. If he's a 100% take and they start really pushing for him and, after that Florida State official visit, trying to sneak in there, I could see Georgia landing him, but this second, I don't think so. Travis Smith Jr., he's another guy who will be committing in July. That's July 13th. You know how I feel about him. I think he's a very good wide receiver. Caught 53 passes for Westlake, 892 yards, 11 touchdowns, long and athletic. He's got size, 6'4", again, close to 200 pounds. Ball skills, the body control. That guy can make an A.J. Green type of catch. You throw it up anywhere near him, he's going to go snatch it out of the air. He's going to win those jump ball situations. He can play on the perimeter. He can make a tough catch going down to the ground or up in the air. But he's a go-to option in the passing game. He's got a big catch radius. He's always like Georgia. I still think this is going to come down to Georgia and Tennessee, but I think Alabama and Auburn are both in the mix as well. I think he's at Alabama this weekend. He was at Auburn last weekend. He'll be at Tennessee June 21st. He was at Georgia for his official visit to kick things off that May 31st weekend. And I will still be very surprised if Travis Smith Jr. is not in Athens and in this class. He's the number 11 wide receiver prospect right now and number 75 overall prospect right now. That could go up, that could go down, but I do think he's a top 100 player in the country, one of the best wide receivers in the country, and wide receivers loaded in this 25 class across not only the state of Georgia, they've got a lot of really good ones in the state, but across the country too. So even if you're not a top 10 wide receiver in the country in the final rankings, doesn't mean these guys are bad. Doesn't mean that at all. There's a lot of really good receivers, and James Coley's going to get his share in this class. There's no doubt about it. He's got Thomas Blackshear, a 4-star from Savannah, on the commit list. Taylon Taylor, a guy they landed last week from Illinois. He's a guy that they are thrilled about. They've liked him for a long time. He's a guy that checks just about every box you're looking for. And I think they're in a great position this second and have been for a while for CJ Wiley out of Milton and Travis Smith Jr. out of Westlake. So they're going to get some receivers in this class. There's no doubt about it. A couple other guys that might be making a decision soon. I think Juan Gaston Jr. could make a decision at the end of this month when he's done with his officials. I believe he's at Tennessee right now. And I think that will end up being a Georgia-Tennessee battle. I've given Georgia the edge there for a while, months and months, even dating back to last year. I was told that Georgia could be tough to beat for Juan Gaston Jr. Mount Gaston, what I like to call him, 6'7", 6'8", 340, 350. I mean, he's a guy that moves really well for let's call him 340. I don't think he's 350. Basketball star. He's got quick feet. The guy moves, and I don't think I've covered someone as athletic as he is or someone else is at 340 pounds. He sure doesn't move like 340. I think Georgia's still in the driver's seat to land him. And that's another guy that is ranked incorrectly by everyone else. I think I'm higher on Juan Gaston Jr. than everyone. I'm looking at where these other sites have him ranked, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? You got this lineman better than him in the state of Georgia? There's no way. So his ranking needs to increase, or else these other people will have it really, really wrong. This kid can play. He is a massive. He's a mountain. And every time I watch him, he's just bullying dudes. Every time I watch him. South Carolina, I think, is in the mix as well, but he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on. And the other offensive lineman, I'm going to leave that to the Dog Post members. Make sure you go on the website and read about the rest of the guys that I could have mentioned here. But again, I got to leave something to the subscribers and our members over on Dog Post. But yeah, get your Bulldog today for the summer. Don't miss out. This is the only place you can get a discount on the #1 Bulldog statue in the country right now. Get yours today. All the info is in the description below in this video. I hope all you fathers out there have the best Father's Day tomorrow. I'm going to be kicking it by the pool, but there's a little Georgia Bulldog scoop for you today. Have a great weekend. Get your Bulldog, and I'll see you over on Dog Post.